there's something where like I've been kind of debating on whether or not we should watch it tonight.
The Thing.
The Thing. It's not Megamind 2.
I mean,
how do I even begin to explain it? It's fetish.
Well, someone reached out to you and recommended this animated thing.
Yeah.
All the scared Rishis. This is very relevant.
Yeah, someone
and
hit me up.
It's something that I'm shocked to see is up on YouTube.
It is fortunately restricted. And going into this, entire thing, like we're trying to be nuanced here, but also like not like a resounding endorsement either.
No, not an endorsement.
Nah. It's, I mean, I'm looking at my list.
Everyone's like, what thing? What's going on?
Funny enough, I got a little list here. I got God's Gang episode 4. I'm like, maybe I'll show you a different night. It's not God's Gang, by the way.
No.
So,
I couldn't refer to God's Gang thing. This thing is hard to say out loud.
Asher's gonna be like, "Oh no!" When this
Asher's gonna laugh.
Yeah, he'd be like, "We're treading into that territory." So the reason why it caught my eyes is because someone DM'd me and said, "Hey, there's been a lot of chatter about this thing on YouTube, and it's particularly odd because an ex-Disney animator worked on it." And before...
Well, supposedly.
I need to vet it out some more. But before we go into it, I guess just disclaimer, like we're not going to watch the full thing. I think there is a discussion to be had here and from multiple...
You are building this up so much.
All right, fine, fuck it. Anybody in chat recognize what this video is? Does anybody?
You have to stream it for me too.
Hold on, let me stream it to you. I only know about this because, again, someone DM'd me being like, "Yo, this, you might want to check this out." And I'm like, "Why are you telling me this?"
No, you guys, none of you have any idea what we're about to watch.
Should we just start playing it and throw out one more disclaimer?
All right. Okay. No, we should give a disclaimer because I don't want to make anybody like so uncomfortable that they're like, I am never coming back to this stream again.
Yeah.
It's Vore animation. It's Vore animation that is on YouTube. So if you're not into that, we will get into Megamind 2.
It's fine.
After.
Look at the chat. They're like, what is this? Yeah, we're definitely going to Megamind 2 after this. Right. So
everyone's like, oh.
the viewership just drops.
Right. Everyone's like, oh, we're out of here.
There's like 3 people left. No, so we don't want to like, go into this with a bullying tone. That's not the point. Nor are we here to
more like
shame. It's more of like, let's...
Morbid curiosity.
Morbid curiosity is definitely the main sentiment. Because, again, this thing is on YouTube. And I'm not saying that like a... thing is that the person who uploaded it from the get-go restricted it. So I applaud them for at least having some restrained. Because if it was just, for all eyes to see, that'd be a bit of a different story. But it's something where you'd expect
like
to see...
It's very, very clearly intended for adults.
It's very fetishy. And that's, what? Here's the thing, is that's okay. It's funny how just seeing it on YouTube, I think it's like the really weird thing where it's like, why is it on YouTube? I don't think this needs to be on YouTube. Not saying they don't have the right, but it is kind of an eyebrow raiser being like, I don't know, dude. And... Also, another part of the morbid curiosity is that, again, apparently an ex-Disney animator worked on this, and that wasn't it animated over in Ireland or something? Like,
I have no idea. I haven't done my research.
There are some people who are so about their kinks that they're willing to pay for a nearly 10-minute long animated production for it. We're not going to watch all of this. I had to look away while watching this initially with Rishi.
I had to cover my ears.
Yeah, there's things in this where I'm like, I can't. I just can't. It's too much. So a bit of a
It's like-
content warning for some folks. There's nothing.
Definitely content warning. It's weird.
Nothing overtly sexual outside of some very massively implied things. And I see, well, there's some sexual stuff, but nothing where it's like.
It's nothing super explicit. It's just very, very weird and uncomfortable and cringy. And I'm just sort of fascinated with it.
Yeah. All right, here we go.
All right, please, please.
Already off to a wonderful start.
God, all my years on Fur Affinity. It's all accumulated into this. Bora Bora Honeymoon.
Listen, at the end of the day, if an animator is getting paid, that's nothing wrong with that.
Sammy, do me a favor.
Ah, that nice
I'm already one of
themed
like,
animation.
pause.
Okay.
Not yet.
Fine, I got this. Sorry for the wait, folks. Now, how can I help you?
Howard and Kayla Williamson, checking in for
I'm gonna leave it out of full screen just so people don't think we're watching it on a VLC file. You know, this is just on YouTube.
4 nights.
All right. Just let me check your
No, chat,
reservation.
you don't know. People are like, what the hell, dude? It's like you don't realize.
Well, everything seems to be in order.
Teehee, I read my computer screen while having a big ol' sticky note slapped on the middle of it. God.
I feel like we should just
Oh,
we
they
should just turn it
very,
off.
very fancy, aren't they?
It's supposed to be a shark honeymoon
Ugh.
package.
Maybe these are the hors d'oeuvres they mentioned in the brochure.
The head's like floating up and down. It's very
Makes
strange.
sense.
Oh, Howie.
We haven't even gotten into the worst of it.
Like I'm already like usually I'm such a brave soldier when it comes to watching the worst stuff, and I'm not saying
Isn't
that.
this? Doesn't it just kind of make you want to like curl in on yourself like a dying
Yeah,
spider?
yeah. And again, I'm not trying to say it in a kink shaming way because like I'm working on a video about like fetish in animation and how a lot of people, a lot of folks get their kinks from cartoons early on during those formative years, and there's like no shame in that. You know, I'm not trying to be like this is so fucking weird. Let's beat them up. It's like no, this is just part of being human. And
I
it's
mean,
just
here's the thing: is kinks in general are extremely weird.
yeah. And I'm not. Funny thing is, me saying that people are like, "All right, Saber, whatever you say." Yo. we just defend this for a bit. No, honestly though, I'm trying to be mature about it.
I mean, the thing is, like, this is cringy. It's not harming anyone that it exists, and it's
Yeah.
for adults. So I recognize that. But still,
it's on YouTube though. That's the weird thing.
it's on YouTube, which is really bizarre to me. But again, we haven't even gotten into it yet.
Yeah. Okay.
Please,
God damn it.
Isn't it
you
just
can't just start this and then not,
beautiful?
finish it.
Yeah, so Gen X said was Rishi this or Frozen?
Private beach.
Walk among
What?
islands.
Do I want to watch
Perfect.
the furry Vore animation or
Or
Frozen? Good God, either way, I'm suffering.
That must be the free lunch buffet they have.
God, the music.
Bum, bum.
Let's.
Can I ask a question? No, I'm not.
Sure.
I don't know.
No.
I'm
What's
not-
your question?
It's about Vore. I don't want to ask the question.
I mean, we can. I have things to say, some opinions to share. Maybe at the. Yes.
Sorry.
You heard me.
No, okay, continue.
Rishi's gonna, expose the truth at the end of this.
What is it?
So-
People, the chat right now is like, no.
No. Wait.
Oh man.
Ask your question at the end when we're done.
Can't we just skip through some of this? Like,
You wanted to watch this.
I don't want to watch it. I was debating over.
All
it.
right. Well, okay. Just
Why do you
just
want? I do want to watch it.
listen.
I've never more
play up to a
conflicted.
certain point and then we'll cut away. We don't have to watch all of it.
I know what part. There's a certain part where they start like doing.
Yes,
like,
just
Oh,
let it
fine.
play out and then we'll cut.
Thank you, Jenna.
All right, there's sharks, and they're gonna go. The animation's
Sharks here.
a little sassy neck swivel. There they
there
go.
they go.
Ah, there it is. There's the maw shot. Blech.
The maw shot? What the fuck's a...
There's another one.
What's a
It's
maw
exactly,
shot? Is that...
It's exactly what it sounds like.
Did you just make that up?
No. Nope. Not one bit. Mmm. Oh. Oh.
Some Tom and Jerry shit.
I know, it's so like, hee hee, it's cartoony.
Jenna's like, turn it off.
She's like, this, ah.
I want to skip forward.
Ugh. Wow, it's so up. It's so nice to be alive. Oh, the super detailed gulp.
There's Marlon
There's-
and Dory.
Yeah.
Yes.
Aw, funny.
We're watching maybe like one more minute and that's it. I think it's...
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think this is pretty much the gist of it.
Gotta get sword.
Yeah.
Gotta get sword. Almost there.
Oh God, help me.
Water up.
This is just such an odd tone. Ugh. There's another one.
Ah! Ah!
No. Let it play.
Ah!
That, like, ugh. Jenna, please.
Jenna, she's
That
objective.
little. Sorry, I'm so sorry, but that little belly jiggle reminds me of Templeton from
yeah.
Charlotte's Web, and it's like moments like that from animation that you see in your childhood. It's like, it really is an awakening for
It
some
really
people, isn't
is. No, we said that when we watched.
Yeah, we're having a really fucked up night.
Well, I mean, again, I'm working on a project talking about this. Actually, trying to do some real, actual research and talk to actual people who are, academically peer-reviewed, like teachers and doctors and shit. But
What are you talking about?
the cartoon fetish video I'm working on.
Oh, okay.
When we watched this a few months ago, we were like, yeah, this shit was like awakening somebody.
Absolutely.
Yeah, this shit.
There it is. This.
Ah!
I mean,
At least
it's like the exact same type of animation.
innocuous, but yeah.
Yeah, so it's like feeder fetish, Vore fetish. It's very strange. Again, there is an audience for this.
And there's
a place for this, but I would not say that YouTube is the place for this. That's why I'm kind of shocked that it's available. And they like even get naked and you can hear them like moaning and stuff. They don't show anything, but it's like this it shouldn't be on YouTube.
Like this part here actually scared. Ah!
Yeah. Okay, stop. It's too creepy.
Yeah, you got a little Hawaiian dance and like otters over here. No, I guess my main thing I would say is I think YouTube is not the right place to upload it.
I agree. This belongs on like Fur Affinity. It doesn't belong on YouTube.
I just can't for the life of me feel. I mean, and here's the thing: is we looked at the comments, and there are people who are like, "Bravo, maestro, bravo," and that's fine. Though the comments are definitely being like approved by the uploader.
Yeah, clearly the comments are extremely monitored. Probably because they know that most people are weirded out by this stuff, and clearly this is here for a certain audience, and if they don't want people, like trolling in the comments, I can't blame them. But again, it's like
I mean,
but yeah, I can see
Jesus Christ.
I can see how people develop these very strange kinks and fetishes from shit that they see in cartoons, as kids. And I've read it before, like how I don't understand how this possibly can be arousing.
Teach
And
their
from what
own, I guess.
From what I've read, I guess it's, kind of like a power dynamic thing where, predator and prey sort of thing. I guess some people think it sounds like cozy, to be like, oh, I'm being swallowed, and it's like I'm cuddling you as closely as I possibly can. I don't know. I'm not one of the people who enjoys this stuff.
It's so funny that when people
But
are...
I think, let me finish, please.
Yes.
I think that people who are into it understand that this is something that never could actually happen in real life. It's a fantasy. And I get that. I get that there are people who are into things that are, it's just literally impossible to actually happen in real life. Like, I don't think the actual, like, death part plays into it really. I don't think, like, the digesting really plays into it. It's more about just being, like, confined to a tight space and, like, power. I don't know. I think that's kind of my understanding from, like, the little bit of surface level research that I've done. Just out of morbid curiosity, because I'm fascinated by it. Like, why do people find the strangest things, like, arousing? But that's just all fetishes and kinks. People are just into some weird stuff. And I think a lot of it mostly has to do with just, like, the fantasy of it. Or, maybe trauma that they experienced, younger, and then they choose to explore it as an adult, in more consensual ways. It's crazy. It's a crazy, crazy world out there. And I don't think there's anything wrong with this. I don't. It's not for me.
I do. I'm joking.
It's not for me, but I don't think
let's bring Pumpkin
it's wrong
to the stream.
I don't think it's wrong to, like, make
Henry.
something like this, because clearly there's an audience for it.
Let's bring in some friends to watch this with us. We should. Why do we have a guest tonight to watch this with us? I'm joking. It's funny that people like a foot fetish. That's so fucking weird. I'm like, that's like the most entry level fetish there is. You kidding me? Like,
right. So basic.
Yeah, I mean, I guess.
I mean, as a furry artist, I've seen some weird shit. So feet is like nothing.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's like humans were intelligent enough to be conscious and sentient, but not intelligent enough to, like, be immortal or travel the stars in a actual meaningful way. But by God, we're smart enough to come up with the most, like, down and dirty fetishes ever. I guess a big part of it is just, again, what tickles the brain, what makes the person feel this way. That's the main thing about these fetish stuff, especially with animation, where I'm like, I wonder, besides a very obvious emotion, but what other emotions are part of that equation. And
I don't know. I think the intended emotions are not what we're experiencing, because it's mostly just cringe and secondhand embarrassment and just very uncomfortable.
like it's like a shock and awe kind of thing.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I guess to bring it full circle, I find it so, like, what's the word I'm looking for here? It's admirable that you've got people, especially in the furry community, who are like, I will pay you tens of thousands of dollars to make this for me. And they do it by the book. Some of the, get these suspiciously wealthy furries who can, what's that? You got college debt? Let's wipe that out right now. Just make a 10-minute animation for me. So I don't know. There's something to it where it's like, there's an economy here for this. There's a demand. And
yeah, go on.
No, I'm just saying there's something to it where I'm like, this isn't like, nefarious. It's just weird. But
it's just very weird, and clearly we're not the audience for it. And the animation's not, like, clearly this is like a high production. Oh my goodness, Genevieve.
I'm open my door here.
He's like, I don't like this. I don't like what you're talking about. This, I kind of expected the animation to be better. When you told me that this is like an ex-Disney animator, I was like, oh, so it's probably going to be, like, really fluid, but it's kind of weird puppety animation where you can really see, like, the obvious parts that are broken apart. Like, the head is an obvious piece, the body's an obvious piece, legs, belly.
No!
I don't know. Yeah, I think it could be animated a little bit better. There are moments where, like, it looks more like frame by frame, but overall it's just sort of rough looking to me. But I don't know, maybe it's meant to look uncomfortable, maybe it's meant to sound uncomfortable. It's not for me. It's bizarre.
Yeah, which, teach their own ultimately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, kudos to the people who worked on it. You made something, and it is, even if I don't think the animation is as good as it could be, it's still pretty polished overall.
Yeah. By the way, I looked up the animator, which, by the way, they're listed in the description. This is not like a, let's get our pitchforks or anything, or trying to dox anybody. It's just just bringing up who the animator is, because the reason why this caught my eye, was because why I put it that way, is that an ex Disney animator worked on it, and the guy's name is, let me see if I can say it right, Grant Heistand. Who is known for working on Aladdin, Atlantis, and Beauty and the Beast.
Holy moly.
As a rough in-betweener for a lot of those productions. So,
Oh, okay.
work is work.
Well, clearly this is work. This has got to be like a passion project.
Well, I don't know. Maybe for the guy who did this and the folks who were involved. Here, actually, I'm looking at the credits here real fast. Fuck it. Hold on. Here, this part's innocuous enough, I guess, at the end.
Shark's lunch.
Not a chance. We're going to have the honeymoon of a lifetime.
Sharks.
Oh, shit.
No, we're gonna get bored.
Such is
The
weird.
tone is so hilarious to me.
Dude, one person,
It's like
just one guy animated
we
this.
was it really just he was animated all of it by himself? Wow.
Looks at.
The tone of this is hilarious to me, because it's like, oh, what a romantic getaway, and it's so silly and cartoony, but we're killing people and eating them and swallowing them whole, and oh, but it's sexy, and it's like la 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 la. It's like, what is the tone of this? It's so awkward, so awkward.
Seeing with him walking is just like.
Wow.
I again, I guess to put a fine point on it, or not to put too fine of a point on it, I suppose, is I do at least respect people who are like, yeah, it's my really weird fetish. However, I'm gonna be very upfront and professional about it, and hire an ex-Disney animator for my project.
Right. Again, I don't know if this was like a commissioned project or if just the guy himself was like, I want to do this. I don't know. I mean, I guess if he's retired and this is what he wants to do, with his time and skills, then why not? It's not hurting anyone.
Wait, hold on. Maybe you're right. Maybe this is. Hold on. I'm reading from the description. Maybe it wasn't a commission. Maybe this guy just did it for the love of the game, which is another level of like, wow. This is my first ever animation made for YouTube. It was a collaboration between artists from all across the globe. I wrote, produced, and animated the film. Ilya Mandik, my background artist, lives in Serbia. Fox Amor, my composer, lives in Scotland. The voice talent ranged from artists here in the U.S. to overseas in England. So international production. Total production time was just under 4 years, with animation taking 3 years and post-production taking 7 months. Now that I'm retired, my hope is that the second film production will go much faster. Hey, this guy, I guess, did it for the love of the game.
I think so. People will pay, either pay top dollar for their weird fetishes, or if they're into it, then they are very, very passionate about it.
Gosh. And by the way, we didn't even see the craziest part, folks. We're oh God.
I just, please, no, please, no.
That's me.
The sound effects.
Eating a pizza.
Ew. Yeah, the sound effects are too much for me. Well, it's available on YouTube. I guess you can find it if you really wanted to check out the whole thing yourself.
The entire eating them, though, I just think of Attack on Titan, where I'm like, this isn't sexy, it's terrifying.
Right. I mean, I think most viewers, this is like not sexy. It's terrifying and very strange
and odd.
And they're like, yeah, and I know like cartoons, like Tom and Jerry, they do stuff like that. It's like he's going through his whole body, he's poking out through his tail or something. But it's like the tone of that is just extremely, goofy. It's cartoony. This one's like sensual. It's like, it's weird tone.
And I feel about all the folks who joined the stream being like, I can't wait for Megamind too.
I can't wait for isn't it funny that we have people now like begging for Megamind?
Right, that's how we do it. By the way, before we start, I'm gonna get the collar for Jenna. She's chewing the floor, so she's being naughty. So, do you want to get the collar for her, or you want?
Yeah, let me do it. Let me do it, then you guys
like,
can.
Don't leave me alone with a fetish on the.
I'll leave you to it.
Hold on.
I'll just sit here being traumatized.
All right, let me see if we can open up Megamind proper. All right, can you all see that, chat? I'm so sorry for putting y'all through that.